Hello, my friends. This is Daniel Talley, the Note to Self guy, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today's episode is a little bit different. You know, I felt the need to talk about what's going on between Kirk Franklin and his son, because really I think there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from this unfortunate situation. For those of you who don't know who Kirk Franklin is, well, Kirk Franklin is a very famous gospel artist. And what happened was that he was having a conversation with his son on the telephone, and the conversation got heated. So much so that Kirk cussed his son out. Now, unbeknown to Kirk, his son was secretly taping the telephone conversation. And what he did was that he took the recording and he put it out there on social media for the world to see. And truthfully, this is a very unfortunate situation because now the family's business is all out there. Now, I would love to get your thoughts on what you think about the Kirk Franklin situation. Please feel free to leave your comments, as I would love to hear them. As human beings, we all fall short of the glory of God. Now, I'm not judging Kirk. You shouldn't be judging Kirk. None of us should be judging Kirk. But this is, in fact, a teachable moment. There's something that we can learn from this. To help us to understand what it is that we can learn from this, I've asked my good friend, BT, to come on and to share his thoughts. Roll the tape. Kirk Franklin curses out son. Lessons learned. Hello there. My name is Booker Thomas, but you can call me BT. And I want to talk to you about the Kirk Franklin situation. Now, I have to tell you, there's a whole lot that you and me can learn from this situation. Now, I'm not judging Kirk Franklin because truthfully, there's only one righteous judge, and that judge is God. But I have to tell you, we can learn a whole lot from this situation here. Now, I'm a parent myself. I have about 15 children, or maybe 16. I'm not really sure. But anyway, these chaps over the years have made me very, very angry, mister. So much so that I've used more than my fair share of four-letter words when talking to them. But I have to tell you, if you want a textbook example as to how you go about cussing your sons behind out, Kirk provides us with an excellent example. Listen, mister, no one really knows what happened between Kirk Franklin and his son. All we know is that Kirk Franklin felt he was disrespected. Now, I have to tell you, these children of this generation, these some crazy kids out here. I don't really understand them. Many of them are disrespectful, they're rude, they're lazy, and they expect the world and don't want to work for it. Man, I don't know what's wrong with these kids these days. Now, just perhaps, this was the reason behind this whole ordeal. I got news for you, doctor. There's a whole lot that we can learn from this situation. Lesson number 1. Children, listen to me. The Bible tells us that you should honor thy mother and thy father. That means that you are to respect them and honor them. Now, if I'm being honest, I've told all of my children, in anger, of course, I brought you in this world and I'll take you out. I wouldn't dare harm my babies. But if I'm being honest, sometimes I do feel like jacking them up. Psst. If you're enjoying this episode, please give it a thumbs up and share it with others. Clearly, Kirk got fired up on that phone call. Good Christ told Moses, man. The Bible tells us that we are to be slow to anger. And the reason why it says that is because oftentimes we say things in anger that we really don't mean, mister. People's feelings are oftentimes hurt. And once it comes out of your mouth, you can't take it back. It's kind of like jumping out of an airplane, mister. Once you jump out that plane, you can't jump back in. You're gonna fall. It seems to me that Kirk Franklin, that's Kirk's son, has an estranged relationship with his father. And an estranged relationship is fertile soil for the devil. In that, usually with an estranged relationship, there brings about a certain amount of resentment, oftentimes hatred, and sometimes bitterness. And if I'm being honest, I believe that the estranged relationship was the secret sauce to this whole situation. It seems to me, doctor, that he intended to hurt his famous father's reputation. Why else would you put stuff like that out there on social media? Why would you bite the hand that feeds you, mister? Why'd you do it, mister? Why? Simply put, this should have been a private matter between Kirk and his son and their family. It's no one else's business. That's what's wrong with the world today. We're all into everybody else's business. There's a lesson to be learned here. We should try to work things out. We should try to live at peace with all men as much as it depends upon us. There's no need to be airing dirty laundry. It seems to me that Kirk and his son need to find forgiveness in their hearts for one another. In addition to that, we all need to pray for Kirk and his family, that they may be able to mend their differences and to come together as a family. Because truth be told, we all need prayer. In conclusion, what happened to Kirk can happen to any of us. Take care of yourselves and love each other.